Hello, YouTube. I have discovered something that I didn't realize makes the job of getting spore funguses a little easier. As you notice, or as you know, you can harvest different things with different animals, or at least many of you may have figured out. I figured it out. I think everyone else did too. It's a pretty common thing. When you ride an animal, you can use it to harvest the resources that it eats, right? Like elephants, they can be used to harvest like the wood and the trees, and panthers can be used to harvest like meat and fur and hides and stuff like that. Um, there's a way to harvest fungus spores, apparently, and that is by using a boar. Now, as you can see, I've gotten some of my tower done, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I'm going to show you guys. Okay, we're going to grab Porkchop. Remember, I said the last issue, your livestock is the thing. Watch what Mr. Porkchop here can do. Walk up to a bush, you attack the bush, you get mushrooms. Mushroom spore. Mushrooms. Let's keep going around, and eventually you'll get a spore. See, there's more spores. And that way you don't have to make a trip all the way to the swamp. You just go around and root around in the bushes like this, and you'll get spores like that. Let's go to his inventory. See, we got more spores. So yeah, I wish I would have known that sooner. A very, very handy dandy thing to know. Now, you guys will probably recognize the workbench and some of the other places. I've expanded a bit. Here's the conduit where I'm going to be running the piping going up through the building for the farm. Right now we're going to take an aerial view. Grab Merv here. You get a nice view of what will soon be the farm. Now, as I said before, it's going to be a multi-level deal, starting with the animal enclosure first, which is the bottom there, and then going with the multi-level farms. Just to give you an idea of how big the structure is going to be, there's the first level, and then there's 2 stories above it, and I'm going to be going probably about 5 or 6 stories. And as you can see, it's going to be there's going to be a sort of a little hole in the middle where I can probably run pipes, or I can make decorative waterfalls or something. I haven't figured out yet what I want to do with it, how I'm going to actually work it, but you'll be able to see all the way up the floors. You know, I'm doing it more for a decorative, aesthetic reason than anything. I'm going to have a groove in the same spot, all the way up. So that's kind of going to be how that is. And then I'll have the farming areas around it and rails. But yeah, I stayed up for way too long and did way too much harvesting. But I'm getting it done. And it's gonna be a nice farm when I get finished with it. When it gets done. When it is finished. But yeah, so this is how I have my thing set up where I can park my animals. There's Fred and Barney, Merv. These guys I love. Decimus and Dozer, named after two of my bull terriers. They kind of look like bull terriers. I wanted to get something that kind of looked like a bull terrier. And then Gabriel, after my favorite cat when I was a kid. One of my favorite pets. I was in my 20s when I had him. My mid-20s. And then Porkchop, who just recently, I didn't realize had as a nice fungus utility. I wonder what the other animals do. I'm gonna have to try that. See if I can get them to gather other things. That's very handy. Everybody should at least have a boar. I gotta get another sheep too. A boar and an elephant. Elephants are nice. This is my elephant, Horton. And look at how much he can carry. Just insane amounts of pack space. It's beautiful. He eats a lot, unfortunately. But he also collects a lot of wood and a lot of brush. When I need wood and brush, I jump on Horton. You know, he's my guy. Each of these guys has stuff that they harvest, or do. They each have a specific function. So I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. So far. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have a lot of garden space up here, and then it's just going to be straight up for another 5 stories, and it'll have a nice view in the middle, so you can see all the way up the building. Again, more for aesthetic reasons than anything. But I'll cut it short here, and I'm actually gonna go to sleep, and I will probably post something when I get more done tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on the spore thing. That you can use Boars to get spores without having to go all the way to the stupid swamp, which is all the way past that mountain, going that way. So I will see you next time, and I love these gates. And the farm is closed. So yeah, I will see you next time.